Okay, welcome back to another episode of The Front Three with myself, Big Will, Coach Dan, and of course the prodigy himself, AJ. How are we doing, guys?
Sweet one. We're here. We're live. We're back, baby. Come on. Another episode, another special guest. You know what it is. I'm ready.
Yeah, guys. Listen, this is a bit different. This isn't where we play nice, man. This is where, opinions and strong opinions that is come out. And hopefully there are no fights at the end. Although I'm ready for it if I have to.
As you've seen with Xhaka, once you raise your hands, it's a red card, my brother.
That's it. So like we've alluded to, we've got a special guest, one of our favorite guests. He joined us quite early on in our podcast run, and he's back again to help us with our discussion today. It is the one and only Zino. How are you doing, Zino?
I'm blessed. Yourselves?
We're very good, thank you.
Zino.
Love.
He's a friend and an enemy at the same time.
Come on, man. Always, you know me.
That's it. All right, so let's get into today's episode. So in today's episode, we're going to look back on FIFA's Football Awards, which took place last week. And they handed out awards for the best men's player, coach, goal, and they also announced the best men's World 11 team. So let us start with who they gave the award for the best men's player, and they gave it to Robert Lewandowski. So he scored 55 goals in just 49 games last season for the German Giants as Bayern won the treble. So do we have any first of all, let's just reflect on his season first of all. Lewandowski, AJ, striker yourself, you play up front. What do you make of his season and his year?
Absolute masterclass. The thing is with Robert Lewandowski is he's just reaching new levels every game. Everything that passes, his numbers last season were frightening. His numbers this season are frightening. And in a Bayern side that are investing in a lot of young talent and a team that is, it's evolving in terms of the young players that they're bringing in, he's still there making a difference. He's still there scoring important goals, and he's showing more leadership qualities as well. And he's just not scoring just tap-ins. He's scoring the long ranges. He's scoring headers, scoring different types of goals. And he is still Bayern's biggest threat. And I believe personally he's Bayern's best player, biggest player on that team. I think you take him out, they're missing something completely. They'll probably still win games, but I don't think that fear factor, you hear of Robert Lewandowski and there's a fear factor that comes into you straight away. And I feel that, when he was at Dortmund, he was on the edge of being the player that he is now, but going to Bayern is taking him to another level. Like there's a fear factor, he can pop up and score at any time. And, he's not been known, for his link-up play, but come on, the way he links up play for Bayern, the touches on the corner, chef kiss, the balls across the box that he gets in, the diagonals he can sprint. He's just become a complete player in the last couple of seasons. And, he deserved to win that award, personally speaking, anyway.
Absolutely. Zino, just touching on the point that AJ made in terms of how far he's progressed in terms of the last 2 to 3 years and how he's taken his game. How impressed have you been with how far he's come along in the last few years?
I've been very impressed with Lewandowski performances. I feel like I've always liked his style of play. I feel like he's the only one that could do everything. Maybe Kane now, but before Kane, he probably was the only one that he was a presence. He can hold up the ball very well, score outside the box, inside the box, headers, tap-ins, like all kind of goals he will score them. But I felt like my only problem was when he left Dortmund and in his time as Bayern before last year, he couldn't really reach the Champions League final. Like if he's like he reached a lot of semi-finals and quarterfinals, but his performances then couldn't really get him over the hump with Suarez and Benzema, because during that time, those are the strikers that were winning CL. So there was one thing missing in his resume was the Champions League. And I'm so happy for him that he was able to achieve it. He lost against Bayern when he was with Dortmund. And then since then, he hasn't been to the final. So for him to get to the final and win it and performing and being the best player that they have is really, really, really nice.
Coach?
Look, I'm just going to get straight into it, yeah, because everything that these gentlemen have said, it's exactly what I would more or less say as well. And so my follow-up question, right, is that seeing what this guy has done, why is it, okay, because I need someone to sort of like make sense with this for me. How can he be given the fifth pro sort of like player of the year, but then they thought that it wasn't correct to give a Ballon d'Or award to this guy? I just need someone to explain it.
Do you know what? Do you know what it is? Personally speaking, I agree with you. They should have given out the Ballon d'Or, and he would have. Look, if he win the Ballon d'Or, if they would have given it out, yeah, that'd be the biggest travesty in football.
Biggest crime.
Because he had done it all last season and into this season. Do you know what I mean? His numbers are not lying. The performances are not lying. The resume of wins are not lying. What they won is not a lie. Do you know what I'm saying? So for them to scrap the Ballon d'Or because of COVID and stuff like that, I think slightly was a slap in the face to Lewandowski, because I think everyone would have voted for him. I think everyone would have voted for him.
I slightly understand why they took it off in it. Car is the break that they had was key. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't go into a season and then mid-season have 3 months off to like do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people were injured. They were able to come back. So like the reason why the Champions League and the league, like, to compete in those competitions is so hard, yeah, because you have to do it week in, week out. You have to perform. You're playing on the Tuesday, then you have to play on Saturday. So for them to have that break and then come back and play with no fans and then no travel, play, and then obviously I think after the quarterfinals and semi-final there was no home and away, it was just like one place. So I feel like the level of difficulty went down. So I think that's why they took the Ballon d'Or off.
I hear you, and that's very valid points. You know, the season came to a stop, but up until it came to a standstill, he still deserved to win it.
Yeah, he did. No, he still deserves to win it.
Yeah,
but obviously,
of course the break.
You can't.
Of course, the break. Do you know what I mean? No, that's never happened in football before. And what you're saying is true. You know, things change. The dynamic of football as we know it changed. You know, the Champions League, the ties where they were playing changed. So many things changed. The level of competition probably dropped. You know, unless you're a player who played in them games, we can't accurately say. But up until that point, I don't personally, I don't think there was anyone close to him. That's what I'm saying. For him,
no one was close to him. Yeah, no one was close to him. But you have to put in the fact that we are still in March, February time. So like, they could have went out. They could have went out.
Yeah,
we don't know, innit? So you
remember Hansi Flick just took over like around that time as well.
You know what I'm saying? So they were kind of struggling. They were kind of struggling during the season, even though he was scoring goals. I think he was scoring like every goal, every game. So I feel like the fact that I don't know. I understand why they took it off. Do I agree? No. I understand why.
This is my problem, right? This is why I brought this up, because I've always had an issue with this whole Ballon d'Or thing, right? And off air as well, there's been plenty of discussions regarding this. Look, now the points you guys are making are valid to a certain extent, but one thing we're leaving out of the equation was this break wasn't only for for Lewandowski or Bayern Munich. It was for the whole world of football. My issue is this: if you're going to cancel the Ballon d'Or, which apparently they've set in place to reward the best footballer of that year, right? Football did not end, because we came back and we carried on with football, although 1 or 2 seasons just leagues make their leagues void. That's the problem for them to deal with, because in the matter of the fact is that those leagues that voided, right, none of their players would have been a contender to win Ballon d'Or anyway. Because how can you carry on Champions League, which is the ultimate, right, competition that usually determines who wins these Ballon d'Ors or who gets into these teams? Because I'm just a bit confused. How is it, right, that the Ballon d'Or gets cancelled, but then they give him sort of like 5th Pro Player of the Year? I don't get it, because
but it's two different organizations, because remember, the Ballon d'Or is, run by the France football journalists.
You're correct. It is, right? But more or less, it will be similarly the same individuals that, get involved with this in the
No, because the FIFA one is players. So the players vote and coaches.
So, okay. So, and the Ballon d'Or, who chooses the Ballon d'Or?
That's journalists.
Yeah, the French one.
Yeah.
So the journalists are the ones that gives the most prestigious award that is in football, the Ballon d'Or.
Well, obviously, every manager and captains of every top club vote as well.
Yeah, obviously you can't vote for your own team, innit?
Yeah.
this is so like the idea that I've always had though. See, this is what I'm talking about, right? It's crazy because these journalists, if they're from France or whatnot, yeah, it don't really make sense because that's what it seems like the top of the football hierarchy, right? It's either like they're Italian or Swiss or Switzerland, I'm sorry, they're Swiss or they're French and stuff like that.
But
And I feel like there's a lot of injustice within the Ballon d'Or, dishing out the Ballon d'Or that
it is.
Injustice, because I guarantee you this now. I guarantee you this. If it had been CR7 or Lionel Messi, this award would have been given out. And I just wanted to understand why. Because look here, it's not only easy, right? For like Zino made mention how he's always been on the cups of like the Champions League, but then he always falls short. And this year that his team absolutely dominated that league, right? And, you know, we can make this thing about, oh, the season got stopped and stuff and this and that. But guess what? The season got stopped for everyone. All the best teams, all the best players, the season got stopped for. And guess what? All these best players and all these best teams in the best leagues, they all came back and they played. And I felt like Bayern set such a great standard, right, for the whole football world in the way they run their club, in how they also got out of the pandemic. And it showed not only like in the form of Lewandowski, but also for the football club. And you know, as an advertisement for that league as well. And I just felt like they had to have won that. When was the last time like someone from the German league, for example, right, won the Ballon d'Or? And the first time, yeah, that it comes that Lewandowski has smashed it, bro. And it's like, oh, we can't give the Ballon d'Or out, but we can still play Champions League football.
Yeah, I do feel some pain. I feel sorry for Lewandowski, because the season he had, like, he's won every individual award so far. So he has to be awarded with or rewarded with the Ballon d'Or. Like, that has to happen somehow. So maybe not this year, but down the line, they have to give it to him, because you winning a treble and being a talisman of your team doesn't happen every year. Like, he's probably never going to have a season like this ever again. So for him to have it and outplay Messi and Ronaldo during their prime and not winning the Ballon d'Or is a crime.
Absolutely. And then if we're saying that Lewandowski has been far and away the best player this season or this calendar year, who do you think who is like a distant second? Who can you put as
not a distant second, but I'd put Neymar close second, personally.
Are you putting Neymar off what he did last year, or just like his playing style? Or is it a combination of both?
It's a combination of both. I just think last year, you know, he rose to the big occasions. He scored some important goals, made some important assists. And also, he's just one of the best players to watch play, man. Because the thing is with me as well, with the Ballon d'Or, is there have been some seasons where some awards have been given out here where I understand, okay, the player has done bits. And there's some seasons where I believe that there's been like, for example, with Messi and his numbers, right? Not saying Messi didn't deserve any of the Ballon d'Ors. He has deserved every single one he's got. But sometimes also I feel like the way he plays has also swayed the vote. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like the style of how he's played. So for me, I'd have Neymar, if not second, third in that in behind Lewandowski, man, 100%.
Zino?
Me personally, going off last season alone, I would have put Kevin De Bruyne as I wouldn't say far second, but the gap is the reason why I'll put Kevin De Bruyne, because I feel like the season he had in terms of like assists, I think it was great.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Goal. Yeah, it was like things like that we don't see, like someone to get 19 assists a year. So I feel like that has to be rewarded with. But I said Neymar, maybe Kimmich, like mainly.
Would you not put none of the Liverpool front three in there?
No. Because last
even though they won the league by 20 or so points.
Yeah. I feel like people didn't give enough credit to that Liverpool side last year. It was like, oh, they won it, so like let's just forget about it. Like when City won City won the 100 point every week, people were talking about how great was City, this and that. But when Liverpool were winning, it was like they already won anyway. So I feel like
I think the COVID really did them in. I think in terms of
I think so as well.
Coach,
when Zino said KDB, I'm sitting here with a smile on my face, so I won't even say anything on top of that. Let's just leave it as that, bro.
Because you know, if it's if it's based if it's this season, he knows I won't put KD with.
Yeah.
But because it's last season and what he did,
it can't be.
No, it can't be this season. Last season, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, because we're like 13 games into the season, take away Champions League games. But
Yeah.
I think, and I think we move on to this, right? Because I'm looking at sort of like the team of the year.
Well, let's wait. Let's wait for that. We'll leave it.
Okay, then I'll leave that.
Too fast. You're too fast.
Too fast, coach.
Speaking
of
ask the question, right? Shouldn't the Liverpool front?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose Firmino will never get mentioned being the type of player he is, but like I feel like there's some injustice there somewhere as well, man. So I'll let you guys move the program along so I can vent.
All right. Jürgen Klopp, he wins for the second year in a row. Actually, he's been awarded FIFA's best coach. Interesting choice, because I certainly would have given it to Hansi Flick.
Oh yeah. Look, it's a difficult one because we look at when Hansi Flick came in and what he achieved with Bayern. Crazy. But then you also look at that Bayern team that he inherited and you're like, he couldn't not. Does that make sense?
But then where they were when he took them over.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is what makes it conflicting, because you look at the team that they had and how much they were struggling, then where he took them from in two, but then another man will turn around and say, but that wasn't his team. Do you see where I'm coming from? So there's two ways to look at it. Okay, he made a crazy achievement because of where they were languishing to them going on to win the treble, I believe, correct, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then, but then you can turn around and be like, oh, but then that was, I forgot the name of the coach now. But that was the coach who was fired before him. That was his team. Do you know what I mean? So we can have a little grumble about that. And then you look at Jürgen Klopp, and you look at the fact that Liverpool hadn't won the league for what, 31 years? And then he's assembled the team together. I'd probably say Klopp for me personally, because I just feel like the development process, it being 31 years, it was nearly taken away from them when COVID came and I was talking about the league getting scrapped indefinitely, and then just the fact that it wasn't Hansi Flick's team for me.
But isn't that a great achievement to take someone else's team and then make them win the treble? It is a great
achievement. But then you look at their team sheet and their squad. Let's say, for example, he inherited, I don't know, Hoffenheim, for example. They did something like that. Hands down. But he's inherited a very rich and talented Bayern squad. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, there's different ways to look at it. I don't know what the Zino and the coach think, but for me, I wouldn't be 100% comfortable giving it to Hansi Flick.
If you're talking about body of work throughout the years, then Klopp deserves it, because from what he done with the team and what he's achieved for the last 2 seasons has been great. But if you're just talking about this year alone, yeah, or obviously last season alone, yeah, then Flick has to win it. How many managers, yeah, come in and change the whole team from 0 to 10 in games? To do that, that's what I'm saying. Like I love, like as Andrew said, yeah, it was giving credit more to the players. Oh, look at the team sheet, look at the players they had. But at the same time, yeah, you need a coach, you need a system, you need someone that puts you in a position to win. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy as players to be like, cool, we have ballers around, but it wasn't working for a reason. So you coming in and changing, fair enough. Let's say you just won the league. If you just won the league, I understand. But the fact that you won the Champions League, me, since I've been alive, I don't know when a team won a treble and the manager didn't win Player of the Year. What Klopp has done was fantastic. I'm not taking away from it, but you can't base the league alone over this guy that achieved the treble, which he didn't have no preseason. He didn't know the players. You know what I'm saying? Everything had to be. It was more under pressure than Klopp. By the time Flick came in, Klopp already won the league. So I feel like Flick's body of work during that year was greater than Klopp.
You know what? Before, so like when the question was posed, to me it's a no-brainer, regardless, right? Who wins it, all right? But I mean, with what the comment he made is quite good, because the way I'm looking at it is this way, right? So Hansi Flick came into a team like Bayern Munich, who haven't won the Champions League for a while, all right? And so that's always been a target of this, and it always is, you know, season in, season out. And from, you know, the point in time that he came in, done amazing to not only have won the league, but to, you know, the run in the Champions League that they had, which has been terrific, by the way. Then also on the other side is, you know, you're looking at a Liverpool team who have that. The nature of Liverpool, right, around Europe is so massive, and they had not won their domestic league for like 30 odd years. So you can imagine sort of like the sentimental value behind that also, in people choosing him as the coach of the year. And the reason why is very important that, you know, perhaps they gave it to him, I think, is the consistency that he's kept in the last 3 years and stuff is phenomenal. Champions League final, lose Champions League final, win, then win the league. I think it would have been kind of disrespectful to have given it to Hansi Flick, who sort of like took over half season. But then again, on the other side, that's like his argument. You get what I mean? But I feel like for the longevity of a whole season, to have given it to Hansi Flick would have been like a kick in the teeth for Jürgen Klopp.
How though? Like,
but then also, do you know what? It's a hard one because Flick, you know, when Will, you and Zino were saying, you know, he came in and blah blah blah, but he was assistant to Kovac, so he was already in there. The players already knew him. Of course, it's a harder task to get your ideas on paper for the players to then, you know, come to terms with it and deliver, and they did so very well. But then, for me, if he came out of the dark, if he was at another club and then they brought him in, then cool. Then, all right, I 100% give him Ballon d'Or because that is a madness. But the fact that he was also, like, he was internally there, I don't know, man. But then, what do they base giving the Manager of the Year award on what the manager has done that year? And yeah, I
obviously,
guess.
like, in the league,
he's won a treble.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that just end the discussion.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is, yeah, to win one trophy in a year? And he's won the hardest trophy that is there to win.
And he won the Super UEFA Cup as well.
You know what I'm saying? He's won every cup that was there. He won them. I don't know what else he could have done to win it. Like, my point is, yeah, if Klopp won the league, FA Cup, and other stuff, yeah, everyone will be like, cool, no brainer, Klopp. But the fact that Klopp only won the league, and you're not comparing the Premier League to a treble, it's kind of silly to me. Unless the criteria is different.
No, we're not comparing the Prem to the treble. We're not comparing the Prem to the treble like that. But what we're trying to establish is that, you know, to win the Prem is a lot harder than what we can imagine, especially with that Liverpool team that Klopp first inherited. So, like you said, if we're looking at... Sorry?
What was more impressive, yeah? Winning, like, the way Liverpool won the league or the way Bayern won the Champions League?
We'll say the Champions League, though, won't we? Because it's more thrilling.
But that's my point, though. So,
but then it shouldn't be just... But then it should be just a Champions League. It should be just a Champions League that pushes us to be like, oh, okay, this is why he deserves to be...
But then he won the Champions League plus the league title.
Last year, and he won it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the argument you're
Klopp won a Champions League. And this is what I was going to say. And this is what I was going to say. This is why it was surprising that they didn't give it to Hansi Flick. And that's why my original argument was, it's because they probably viewed it as because he was there already and then he took over as interim manager and then he done what he did. That's what I'm saying. If it was a normal thing where he would have come in and done that, they would have given it to him. Because they gave it to Klopp the year before because he won the Champions League with Liverpool. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
No, I get what you're trying to say, yeah. But I'm saying what Klopp done last year and that got him the trophy. What Flick did this year, he did more than Klopp did last year. That should have got him the trophy automatically.
No, but
if you're basing off, wait. If you're basing off, all right, cool. Klopp last year won the Champions League and he got the trophy. Well deserved. Because he lost the year before and he won it again. So for you to go to 2 finals in 2 years, that's impressive. Yeah, so you're basing a lot of that. My point is, yeah, what Flick done this year was more impressive than what Klopp done last year. So if last year Klopp won the award, Flick should have won the award this year. Simple as.
No, but look, okay, let me jump in here because I think if we're talking about the number of trophies won, do you know, leading to the season that just finished, Klopp won, I think, 3 as well.
Yeah.
Because remember, they finished the previous season as Champions League winner, which means they play what is it called? There's
The
European
World-
Super Cup.
Yeah.
The World
And that-
FIFA World Cup.
Exactly.
That
So
one.
the European Super Cup is
World
the
Cup.
beginning of that season that just finished. So he won that. He won the Premier League and he won the Club World Cup. So regardless how you want to see it, he won a treble as well.
Nah, but this is a different level. Come on, coach. Come on.
Man said treble.
Wait, but Will, hold on, Will. Why is it a different level?
You can't the Super Cup, take that out because that's like a pre-season.
Okay,
No,
but we equate the Super Cup with the Treble
man.
Cup. So they
Nah.
cancel each other out.
No, Will, stop.
you
Look,
Come on.
Look, you lot can say
Will,
whatever you want to say about the Super Cup, the World Cup, yeah. Nothing beat the Champions League.
Nothing.
In club wise, nothing beat the Champions League. So you're saying, oh, you want
And
the Super Cup?
and that's true. That's fact. And that's why I believe that they gave it to Klopp last year. And that's why your point is valid in saying that. So can we just say the fact that Hansi Flick won the Champions League should have given him that trophy, yeah?
The treble, which includes the Champions League, yeah.
No. Listen what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying, yeah, just the mere fact that so let's say Hansi Flick didn't win the league with Bayern and he didn't win the German Cup, but he won the Champions League. Would you guys still say he deserves to be the coach of the year?
I think it would have been close.
It's a yes or no. It's a because I'm trying to see.
No, go on.
You're saying no, Zino.
No, I'm saying how you
But
win it.
AJ, that's not the argument. We can say, well, what if this, that, but the fact is he won the treble.
No, but Will, he can say that. But I'm saying like if Flick won it the way he won it this year, he still deserves it. He beat Barcelona 8-2 in the semi-finals.
Yeah. So this is my point. So my point, what I'm trying to land on is, do they give these awards to managers because they win the Champions Leagues?
I don't think so. I don't think so, but that has something to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's the way you do things. So like, if Klopp is like the way City won this league last year was very impressive. So Pep could have been in the argument of coach of the year without winning the Champions League, because how you won the league last year was very impressive. You know what I'm saying? How Flick won the Champions League this year was really, really impressive. He played attractive football. You know what I'm saying? So that has to be rewarded. You can't win the league in February and then go around saying he's the coach of the year. That's not fair.
Now, guys, look, if we're doing about 21,
and he got killed by Atletico at home. Killed.
Listen,
I mean, let's be fair, man.
Marcel, let's be fair. Just remember, we weren't the ones that dished out the rewards. But guys,
if you did, you would have given to Klopp, no?
Oh, listen, Klopp, I'll invite him over for Christmas. Look,
yeah, but hey, Zino, you can't ask Coach that question because he loves Klopp, bro.
But that's my point, though. He's being too biased.
Yeah,
you need to look at the whole picture. And fair. If Klopp won the league, yeah, I mean, if Liverpool won the treble, it wouldn't have been closed. It wouldn't have been an argument.
It wouldn't
have been an argument.
I'd say on reflection, Hansi Flick should have won it.
See,
no chance.
No, you can't say
only because, you know, Liverpool, they just won the league. Of course, but do you know how I see? Do you know what I think? How I think they done it for Klopp to win this year? I think they hadn't won anything for 30 years. He won the league. The year before that, they hadn't won the Champions League since what, 2004?
Yeah.
So I think they based it off the consistency of success.
I've got one question. Yeah, did Ranieri win Coach of the Year when he won the league with Leicester?
No.
That's it. So why are we rewarding Klopp for him to win it? Like
Zino. Deep. What I'm saying is, yeah, I think they gave it to Klopp because of the consistency of the success. Do you get it?
If that's
So
the,
okay,
no, I understand what you're saying. But
I'm not saying I'm in favor of that. I'm not saying I'm in favor of that, but I think that's how they viewed it. Because otherwise, I don't know how else they did.
I don't know. I don't know how you can win the treble and then I don't know. That just sit right with me, innit?
It's probably unheard of that a manager wins a treble and they don't win Coach of the Year. This is probably the first time that's ever happened.
I think that's a big oversight, to be honest.
No, but look,
then I'm telling you guys, it's because he was assistant manager there anyway, and so people were just thinking, oh, he knew the blueprint and stuff. I'm telling you, I promise you, and that's the reason why. Because if he came from another club, they would have given it to him.
I didn't even think so. I think because Klopp is such a big personality.
Yeah,
because he's such a big personality.
Not,
I think Hansi think he's quiet. You don't hear from him in the media. I think that's why they overlooked him.
That's a good point. But I'm telling you though,
imagine if it was Mourinho that won the treble at Bayern. Come on,
he'd win it.
Of course,
man. Yeah,
hands down. It'll be unanimous. It'll be unanimous.
And guys, this is what I'm saying. Let's say Mourinho went to Bayern after Kovac was sacked, and he won the treble. They give it to Mourinho because he's come in out of the cold. So that's what I'm saying. I think they didn't give it to Hansi Flick only because he was already in the setup. So it's like, it's his team. It was his team. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I feel like not giving Flick the Coach of the Year is worse than Lewandowski not receiving the Ballon d'Or. Like, this is bad, you know.
This is
we
bad.
need to win the treble.
No, it's true. It's true.
Nah, you don't know deep in it. That's why. Like, for you, like, how many teams win the treble? Like this decade, I think Barcelona done it and Bayern done it twice. So it's only happened 3 times. It's not something that happens every year. And for you to win it and not win Coach of the Year, my goodness.
So imagine Coach Dan if Jupp Heynckes won the treble and Jürgen Klopp won the Premier League like he did this season. Who would you go for?
Well, look, guys.
Wow, you're even thinking about it. That's a straightforward answer.
Look, no. I think the whole issue with this whole thing, right, is sort of like the spectrum with which we're making our arguments from. So someone said I'm biased here towards Jürgen Klopp, and given, yes, I might be, but look, my biasness is not in a vacuum. There's a reason, right? Now, Will, you can double check yourself whilst we're on here. The European Super League or Super Cup is not a pre-season cup. It's classed as a major trophy.
It is. It's
I agree. A major trophy. Leading into the season, he won that, guys. Yeah.
Okay.
Then he went to the Club World Cup. That is not classed as a minor trophy either.
If you can name me 2 teams that played in that competition, I'll give you points.
Which
I just need 2 teams. 2 teams that played in that club World Cup competition.
Liverpool, Palmeiras, and what was it? Is it something Cruz or whatever they're called?
Stop it.
Why stop it? Why stop it?
Because you don't even know yourself. You're talking about competition, yeah? Where you don't even know the team that participated in that competition, and you're trying to give him credit.
Bro, look, even if I was wrong about the teams that I've mentioned, and I'm not, even if I was wrong, think of it this way, right? This is how they've set it, and it's not a preseason game, because remember this, they cut off Liverpool's season for them to go and compete in that competition. They do that for every club in Europe whenever they win the Champions League. And think of it this way, right? The idea is that these teams that compete in that competition are the best in their continent. They're the best in their continent. I think we can make the arguments wherever we want, but let's respect those trophies as well. Because when Barcelona goes and wins 6 trophies, they count that as a trophy won. If Bayern Munich go and win it, they'll count it as a trophy won. These trophies matter. I can't believe we make that comment. So if we're just talking about the fact that, he won 3 trophies, well, Jürgen Klopp won 3 trophies as well.
No, but it's not the fact that they just won just any 3 trophies. They won the 3 trophies.
Bro, but come on, man. You're trying to tell me, So okay. So they won, what did they win? Bayern Munich won their league,
The Super Cup. Do you know how many trophies they won?
They won their league, they won the Champions League, and they won what? Their version of Carling Cup or something? Or FA Cup?
Probably.
Well, that's what made it the treble, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. And look here, those are all, so you've counted 2 domestic cups, okay? You've counted 2 domestic cups and 1 European Cup.
And the League Cup, and the League Cup as well, and the League title.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you're talking about the league, they won their league, they won the sort of the cup competition in that league, right?
Yeah.
Or in that country. Jürgen Klopp won his league. He won the best team, right, out of Europa and out of Champions League. He won that, and he's won the best across the world as well. And you don't want to give credit for that?
No, I do give him credit, yeah. Going back to Will's question, yeah, as you said, which one is more impressive? The 2013 Bayern treble or Klopp this year? Which one would you give it to?
I think for me, either way, I'm a winner.
No, I need to know the answer though, because like you're not making sense.
Allow it.
Because you're not making sense. Because you know, if you go with the Bayern team, you will make our case.
Look, because yeah.
I need to know the name. Who are you going for? Klopp or my man?
Or Jupp Heynckes?
Yeah.
Why would anyone in their right mind even want to choose when you can have both? I get both.
See what I'm saying? You're not being.
No, it's not that I'm not being fair, guys. Look, first of all, yeah, you're talking about sort of like teams that compared in different times in football, right? And even if that, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm saying, yeah. Look, if Hansi Flick had won Manager of the Year, I don't think there'll be many people that will argue with that, right? Jürgen Klopp winning it, I don't think I'm going to argue with it either. This is my point. And your main argument is that he won the treble. How has he not won it? And I'm saying, if that's what you're basing it off of, yeah, then Jürgen Klopp has also won 3 trophies. My argument that
he won the 3 trophies, but that was not a treble. That wasn't in the same season. Like, yeah?
Yes, it is.
They treble. Yes, it's not. What you need to understand, yeah? The Club World Cup happened. The Club World Cup after. Listen, the Club World Cup, yeah, that happened after you win your season. Like when you finish the season, you're doing a Club World Cup the next season.
Exactly. In that season,
so it's done. Season. But the treble, everything happens during the season. The Super Cup, yeah, is during summer. The season is finished.
What are you talking about? The Super Cup starts after the Premier League giving kick. I mean, it's after the Premier League has kicked off.
Yeah, so it's after when you win the Champions League. So you can't put that in the same season.
Yeah, but it's a competition.
It's in the same year, but not in the same season.
You qualified to it. You qualified for it from the previous season, but the competition is counted for the
same year. It's in the same year, not in the same season. The treble, everything is in the same season, week after week, days after day, months after. You know what I'm saying? That happens during the same season. Come on, man. You can't compare a Super Cup, yeah, where you just finish your summer off, yeah, you're on holiday, you're coming back, you're training hard for one game. When in the season you can't do that, you have to keep going.
All right, fellas. Look,
do that.
I don't think you two are gonna agree on this. Let's just smoothly move on to the next stage of the conversation. All right, so we saw that Neuer won Goalkeeper of the Year, despite them putting Alisson in the Team of the Year. What are our thoughts on this? Did Alisson deserve to win Keeper of the Year, seeing as he was included in Team of the Year? Or should it have been Neuer in the Team of the Year after winning Goalkeeper of the Year? Or do we think people are just holding on to too much sentiment with Neuer and it's time for people to open their eyes and actually give people the credit, other goalkeepers the credit that they deserve?
But so Neuer won Keeper of the Year, but it wasn't on the Team of the Year.
Yes. Exactly, bro. Exactly, Zino. These things don't make sense, bro. These things don't make sense. It's not the first time this has happened. It's not the first time. It's these things here that are just a bit baffling. How can the guy be, apparently, according to these smart individuals, supposedly, that make these pickings, yeah, they said he's the best goalkeeper, but guess what? He's not good enough to be in the Team of the Year. It's nonsense. It's foolish.
I don't know. I'm speechless. I didn't even know, you know.
For me, personally, Coach Dan, I agree with you. It doesn't make sense. Do you know what I'm saying? It actually, you wonder how they vote for these things.
Exactly, and no one has ever pulled them up and be like, what is your rationale behind this? Or if they have, I'm yet to hear it. How can you say, right? You sit here around the table and be like, this guy, according to us, was the best goalkeeper of the year. So let's give him that individual award. However, he's not good enough to be in the Team of the Year.
So what does that mean? No, it's true though. It's about. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Does that mean what? Okay, Alisson, we know you're on the same level as Neuer, but we can't give you best player. So the consolation is we'll put you in a team of the year and we'll keep Neuer as. It doesn't make sense. For me personally, it doesn't make sense.
There's no way around that. There's no way around it.
So who would you say was the best goalkeeper last year and should be in the team of the year as well?
I think Neuer.
Hands down.
Really?
It should be unanimous.
I think
Unanimous.
I think Neuer played more games. He was fit and he was consistent throughout. Alisson was in and out some of the time, you know. And it wasn't that he was a bad goalkeeper, just injuries and stuff like that. But Neuer consistently played throughout that Bayern success. And I think he should have taken the gloves. And he did as the individual, but then he's not good enough to get into the team. This is why I don't respect these kinds of things sometimes, you know.
Now, honestly, I agree with you. For me, when I read it, it baffled me because I was thinking, so if you voted Neuer the best goalkeeper, he should be in the team of the year because so when was he the best? Was he the best for only like 6 months, and then the other 6 months you think Alisson was better? Like, it doesn't make sense. That's what I always say. I don't know how these people vote for these things up there, but it needs to be rectified.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I think the only case you could make for Alisson, is the fact that I don't know whether you were counting in the season, but you won Copa America during 2019 summer. And obviously you kept Edison out of the team, which Edison would start in many, many, many countries. But maybe that's the only credit you could give him. But then Neuer was big during the Champions League. Like some of the saves he made.
He won. But Zino, you see your point with Alisson, yeah? See, this is the thing.
I thought Jan Oblak was better than Alisson last season. I can't lie, but
last season,
yeah, Jan Oblak made some crazy saves, guys.
No, Oblak is very underrated as a keeper.
He is.
He doesn't get that much. You don't get respect.
I don't think so. You know, I think when people speak about goalkeepers, he's spoken, you know, with the breath that he's either like in the top 3 at least.
No, I feel like if you're saying like top 5 keepers, your first 3 wouldn't be Oblak. You would say maybe Ter Stegen, Alisson, and like those are the names that will come off your head.
Really? I wouldn't say Ter Stegen. You know, I'd say Alisson, Neuer, not in any particular order, but Alisson, Neuer, and Oblak. That would be my top 3.
Yeah, I think that would be the majority of people's top 3. I
haven't heard anyone put. Obviously, I'll put in my top, but I haven't heard anyone put in Oblak.
Yeah,
top 3. Like you have to think about it. Oh yeah, Oblak. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Alisson, Edison. Like those names come in your head quickly. But before Oblak, he's like you kind of think like he's really out there. Like, oh yeah, Oblak. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was asking.
That's a very good point. Still, I don't know. But for me, the Neuer situation with the Alisson situation is one of the most baffling things I've seen in football, honestly.
Yeah, fact.
But all right, so let's move on to the Women's Best Player Award. This was awarded to Manchester City defender Lucy Bronze. Guys, a defender has won this trophy. What are our thoughts on that?
Zino, step in.
I feel like defenders, goalkeepers, even midfielders, in just football in general, they get disrespected a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like the way football is going, it's all about entertainment. Oh, let me see this game so I can see goals. Like the defending aspect of football is going out of it. I'm glad like players like her, Van Dijk are winning trophies now, so like they can obviously focus on defenders or goalkeepers more, because the way football is going, some of the defenders we are seeing, like some of the defending we are seeing now in here is bad. It's bad. So obviously I'm happy for her that she won the award, but I feel like in the future they need to like pay attention. Obviously it's hard to judge defenders. Because obviously with strikers you can be like, oh, he's got this amount of goals, he's got that with that. But with defenders it's really hard. Unless you watch them week in, week out, then you can actually judge them saying like, yeah, she done that, she done that. But if you're going by stats, it's really hard to judge.
No, I think that's a great point. I think that's a great point because defenders are usually judged on sort of like how they do as a group, right? So if you were to look at clean sheets, right, it's not that one individual that keeps the clean sheet. It's like the back 4 or back five, including the goalkeeper. You see what I mean? Whereas a striker, right, a striker scored goals is like, okay, he scored a goal, and so it's tough, and it's always been tough. And I think if not, they might have to perhaps come up with a system that awards sort of like, you know, I don't know, if you want to give a Ballon d'Or for like who was the best defender player of the year or something like that. And I know it's a bit bizarre and might, you know, overstretch things.
It will divide many opinions still. It will divide many opinions.
It would. And, you know, they could make good cases for it. But the problem is this, right? Like some of our coaches, now you get kids that don't fancy playing at the back. Because guess what? When
he's not attractive. It's true. He's not attractive.
It's true. It's not attractive. It's like, you know how they say, you know how we always hear that term, I don't know if you guys heard it, but, you know, the beautiful art of defending. You know, back in the day, I think we treasured defenders more for some weird reason. But now, obviously, because naturally, you know, goal scorers and, you know, wingers or attacking midfielders who have a bit about them, they show more in the final third, and that's you know, people will see that as that's what wins games, you know, a striker who scores goals. Because of that euphoria that comes with that, that's why nowadays kids don't want to, when they are getting coached, don't want to play at the back, because they're not getting noticed. And that's the key word for me, noticed. And for me, that's where the problem lies.
No, I just want to say is the fact that if you look at the fullbacks, most of them used to be wingers.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? So them coming back to playing right backs or left back or wing backs, their natural instinct ain't about defending, it's about attack. So that's why you see players like Trent, they're not great defensively, they're great going forward, but players like Wan-Bissaka, if you're talking about the best right backs, you wouldn't put Wan-Bissaka there because he doesn't, it's like when he plays football, he's not nice. Like when he does things, it's not as classy as Trent. But when you talk about
on the
best right, you know what I'm saying? I clean on the eye. So you would say Kimmich, you would say Trent, all these players, but you wouldn't put Wan. But Wan is probably the best defensive right back in the world. Like this is silly. Like the fact that we have to separate the best defensive right back and the best attacking right back. It should be like the best right back, period. Or the best
as an overall player.
You know what I'm saying? But it's the fact that we have to divide them into, you know, that the way the football is going.
I think the market decides that, right? So we're in the market of football now where your contribution going forward is what people really care about.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. It's the output and the euphoria surrounding what you're doing to get your team to win.
Your contribution to your team, either defensively, like when Cannavaro won it, right, the Ballon d'Or, let's say, it's because of sort of like his contribution to like the solid back line, right, and just him as an individual, what he had achieved in the game. I didn't think he should have won it, but he did, and I'm not going to argue with that, right?
I don't think no, you should have won it, but I feel like if Zidane lost it and didn't do the headbutt thing, I think they still would have gave it to him. But the fact that he done the headbutt. The headbutt thing, that just took him out of the conversation. So
it's tough. But I mean, listen, it's if we were to go back on like the female game, I think it was excellent that she won it. I thought
British right back, plays for Manchester City, fantastic achievement.
And before that, he was
she won it twice. You know, she won it twice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but see, I think because he won the Champions League as well, didn't he, with Lyon before he came to Manchester City? So he's rightfully earned the right to have won that individual award, and so all the credit.
She done really well. Congratulations, Lucy Bronze. All right, guys, let's get to the bit our listeners, and I know you two, and also Will, have been waiting for, which is FIFA's best men's starting 11. So I'm going to quickly go through the players that were chosen, and then we can delve in. If you've got any grievances or any question marks, we can dive straight in. So in goal, of course, as we know, it was Alisson. Left back, it was Alphonso Davies of Bayern Munich. The centre-backs compromiser Van Dijk, obviously from Liverpool, Sergio Ramos, the legend that is. And right back was Alexander-Arnold. And then in midfield, with a midfield three, it was Kimmich on the left, Thiago holding it down in the middle, and of course Kevin De Bruyne on the right-hand side of the midfield. And what a devastating front three we have. Cristiano Ronaldo on the left, Lewandowski down the middle, and Lionel Messi on the right-hand side. Guys, what do we think about the team of the year, FIFA's best team?
I think we've established, right, that I'm against like Alisson being the goalkeeper.
So we
right?
agree it should be Neuer in goal, yeah?
I would say so, unless anyone's got an objection to it. I would say so.
Nah, we agree. For the first time, we've agreed all together.
The back four, I won't argue with that as well.
Really?
I don't think I'll argue with that back four. No.
Okay.
Wow. And in midfield, I don't think I'll argue with that either.
Whoa, okay.
Up front, it's where my issue comes in.
Oh, you're gonna say something outlandish. Go on, say it quickly.
You know why? You guess that? Because those are top 3 brilliant players. Those are 3 world-class players. But I feel like one of either Sadio Mane or Mohamed Salah should be in that team.
Stop it. Here we go. You think so?
I think so. Ahead of Ronaldo.
Okay. So for Ronaldo. Okay. Wow. I don't know what to say. I'm kind of gobsmacked.
Yeah. And even if people wanted to make the argument that by Ronaldo won something, then definitely for Lionel Messi. Because I think my argument is this, right? We get it. And those two are the GOATs, whatever you want to call them, right? But based off like the season, I know they got good numbers because these guys are just they're number getters, right? They get numbers. But how Sadio Mane or Mohamed Salah isn't in it, it's just a bit crazy because when you look at the players that actually won the what is it called? The Lewandowski won the men's player of the year. Sadio Mane was I think he was 4th on the list or whatever or whatnot. You go make space for him in that team. Bro, if you don't remember Sadio Mane
so who would you take out? Ronaldo?
He said he'd take out Ronaldo.
I think I'll take out Ronaldo, but if the pen was made that at least he won Serie A, I'm willing to even take out Lionel Messi. Because guys, if you remember, Sadio Mane in Liverpool's leading to win the league, he scored some important goals, bro.
And that's why when we spoke on an episode that will be released, and we spoke privately, I did say, I feel like Mane's contributions at Liverpool team is he's not rated for what he's been doing and has done for that Liverpool team.
But his contribution doesn't show on the stats though. That's the thing. Mane's contribution.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Yeah.
Like if you see Mala's contribution, Salah contribution, you think he's the talisman, but you have to watch Mane to understand like how great he is, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
I think he'll always be a player that's underrated, unfortunately, I think.
Yeah, that's what I believe.
You know what? Yeah, I think it was Gary Neville that made the comment that, look, the reason why, he made a comparison between Ronaldo and Rooney when they were both at United. And he goes, look, he feels like the same thing is going to happen to Sadio Mane in the fact that, look, Ronaldo was a selfish individual in the sense that he needed to score and to do something so that, he felt good that he won or, the team won because he contributed. And he feels like Mane and Salah have the same dynamic in the sense that Salah is a bit more selfish than Mane is and is going to work in his favor. Like, if we were to look back or, reflect on these teams, in the future, whatnot, we would always be like, Salah was like the main man. He was the king of that team. But Sadio Mane, his skill when he gets the ball, how he's able to drive, like the way he holds up the ball and he scores goals. I know the numbers are not great, but then he's not the main goal scorer as such, and he still contributes a lot going forward and even coming back. So I feel like well, for me, regardless, it's either him or Salah has to be in this team. They have to.
Yeah, me personally, what I would say is the keeper. Obviously, we already discussed it. Where I have a problem here is Sergio Ramos. How is Sergio Ramos in the team? Like,
nah, you know wait.
Because he won the league for Madrid.
Yeah, but cool. He won the league for Madrid, yeah. But
Zino, who would you replace him with?
I would replace with Thiago Silva.
Wow.
Is the fact you're not forgetting, that when CE played Real Madrid, at home, Ramos got a red card, Ramos,
because he didn't play in the second leg, did he?
He didn't play in the second leg. So what are we basing up? All right, cool. He just done his thing. Obviously, he scored so many clutch goals in La Liga for Real Madrid, like penalties, headers, which was needed. But my point is here, if you talk about the whole body of work here, Thiago Silva did that in his league, and he continued that doing in the Champions League. So you put in Ramos ahead of Thiago Silva. Like, for me, Thiago Silva probably was the best centre backs in the world last year. Like him and Van Dijk. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I would definitely take out Ramos. You could make a case for Boateng, you know, slightly, because he was solid throughout the year. Obviously, because he had so many great players ahead of him, he doesn't really get looking. But him and Alaba, for them to...
Then I can make a case for Alaba, because I thought Alaba was better than Boateng.
Yeah, I'll say Alaba, actually.
That's what I said there. Yeah, them two you can make a case for, and over Van Dijk, innit? Because obviously Van Dijk, his body of work throughout the Premier League was great. Head and shoulders was like the best centre backs. But in the Champions League, Van Dijk struggled a lot, you know, against Atletico. Like he was kind of poor, but him, Alaba and Boateng, you can make a case for over Van Dijk. And going to the midfield,
wait, hold on a second. Are you completely happy with Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back?
I would have like, hello, no. I'm happy with Trent. Yeah, but Kimmich played right back throughout the season.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna put players in their position where they played last season, then Trent should be out of the team, like straight. You know what I'm saying? But if you take out Kimmich and you put him in midfield, what right back is really out there that can compete with Trent? There is nobody. So cool, I can take out Trent and put Kimmich inside. But who am I going to replace Kimmich in the midfield? Because I don't know if there was any great midfielders last season apart from them three there.
There's no one. That's why.
You know what I'm saying? Like those three midfielders were head and shoulders above anyone else. Apart from
That's true.
That Goretzka guy, I don't have to say his name.
Yeah,
Goretzka,
maybe.
Yeah,
Goretzka. Yeah, you could put him and put Kimmich at right back. You can do that, but I feel like them three that you're seeing in your pictures here, those they were head and shoulders above.
Yeah, that's fantastic. All three of them individually were unreal last season.
I don't get why. Yeah, just Tunisia is like when you make a starting 11, yeah, and you don't have Messi and Ronaldo, yeah, it's like people think it's void or there's no point.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying Messi. I mean, like. Messi had a fantastic year last year. He had 25 goals and 20 assists in La Liga. Yeah, that's a stats line that.
But some people said that he was part of the problem at Barca.
He was. But me personally, I wouldn't have him in a team. That's.
But he was still. Wait, hold on a sec. Sorry, Zino, to cut you. Will, what you're saying, has not. It's true. People saying that, but it's got nothing to do. He was still Barca's best player. Do you know what I mean? He was part of the problem, but he was still there.
I feel just like sometimes with these things, we automatically just put Ronaldo and Messi in there.
You know what I'm saying?
I personally wouldn't have Messi, but I'd have Ronaldo.
I wouldn't, yeah,
I wouldn't. No, I get you, Will. You make a good point saying he was the problem, but sometimes you can be the problem and the solution as well. You know what I'm saying? True. So that's what Messi was. Like, for you to have 25 goals and 20 assists in La Liga, like, that's a stat line where you probably will never see something like that again. Like, for you to have 20 assists, over 20 assists in a season and still score 25 goals, that's a lot. But I wouldn't have Messi because the way he melted down against Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
As a superstar, I don't recall anyone melting. Like, the only one I remember do that is Messi again. Like, Messi's the only one that has had this like meltdowns where you will think like 8-2 against Messi, like, it wouldn't happen. And you look at Liverpool when they were 3-1 up and then they lost 4-0. And then you look at Bayern again when they lost 4-0 and 3-0 in 2013. So it's only Messi that keeps getting bullied when the big boys come around. So I wouldn't put Messi. I will put Neymar.
I think out of respect, though, you need to rephrase that last statement.
What? Like, he keeps getting bullied.
You said he folds when the big boys come around.
He does fold. He does fold. Like, he's been showing throughout history. Like, as a superstar, yeah, you tell me a guy that you say is the greatest ever, yeah, that has folded as many times as Messi has. You can't tell me Ronaldo.
What do you mean folded? What's your definition of that? What do you mean
He
when
was
you say
he was he was non-existent against Liverpool at Anfield. He was
Okay.
nowhere to be seen. Yeah, against Bayern. Yeah, my problem. The biggest game I have with Messi is the Bayern one. There's no home or away games. It's only one game off, and you go and lose 8-2. That's
But
that for me.
can I
Like,
just make a comment? Let me make a
go on.
comment, yeah? Because this is the thing. You got to realize, yeah, when they pick this team, I think this one, the teams, is based off of the contribution of the players to their clubs. Of course, some of them win stuff and others don't, right? Like Messi's Barcelona didn't do jack all last year, but his numbers were immense. Because
Yeah, but I get that. But see the numbers here. What did the numbers lead to, though? Like, obviously, you can put numbers here, but those numbers has to lead to something like Lewandowski. All these numbers led to a treble. Messi numbers led to you what? Second position in La Liga and 18.
And that's one of the worst La Liga seasons, to be honest.
Thank you.
Do you know what though? Yeah, but you see, it's hard. It's hard to justify these things because you're judging that more by a team. We're talking about he got into the team of the year because of his individual contribution. If it wasn't enough, it wasn't enough, not just because of him, but because of a collective team.
Yeah, but if you're always basing on individuals' numbers, yeah, then you shouldn't.
But that's what's always based on.
Yeah, but you can never put a starting 11 then. If you're just basing on numbers, you have to have those numbers have to mean something. You can't just put numbers for the sake of it and then be like, yeah, I put this and I put this, like, and then just be happy about it. You know what I'm saying? Like Lewandowski is the only one that can wake up in the morning knowing that his goals contributed to something. Messi cannot wake up in the morning and be like, yeah, I scored 25 goals in the league, I had 20 plus assists and finish second in you know what I'm saying?
Do you know what's funny, yeah? I think he's been doing it for so long, we don't respect it no more.
Because he set the bar so high. That's the thing, though.
No, I just said, yeah, that his stat line this year was like, I in my lifetime, I don't know if anyone has ever had that. I know Henry had it, but he was like 2020, right? But Messi had like 25,
20.
And we were like, yeah. And I'm saying, like, what Messi done, as I said, I told you before, like, I don't know if I've ever seen it. So, but I'm basing off the whole body of work. So that's said I'll put Neymar. Because Neymar, he wasn't able to get to the Champions League final at PSG because the previous years, he was always injured. When they were playing the quarterfinals, the last 16, he was always injured. This is the year he was fit and they got PSG to the final. And I will slightly put Ronaldo out. I'll put Ronaldo out and then I'll put Gnabry. Because Gnabry scored some big goals, you know. People forgetting, like, Gnabry scored some big goals last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, all them hat tricks, 2 goals in the quarters and last 16 were, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's the one that, he was man of the match against Barcelona. You know what I'm saying? So, that I think I'll put Lewandowski, Neymar, and Gnabry. Obviously, I'll leave the midfield and I'll change Ramos for Thiago, the keeper, and probably put Alaba, because for you to play our position and perform the way he did, I'll put him over Van Dijk.
Bro, he's made a case. He's made a case for his picking.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is AJ gonna get in, or do we conclude? I don't know, boy.
What are we saying? Nah, I think
plenty of disagreements, but
my thing is, I'm gonna agree with Zino and say there's certain players like Messi, for example, who I wouldn't put in my team. I'd replace Messi with Neymar, and that's the only thing that makes the team. Messi for Neymar.
Keep Ronaldo.
Yes, I keep Ronaldo. Who would you replace Ronaldo with?
I say Gnabry, innit? Because look, I support Juve, yeah. I support Juve, yeah. But the way Ronaldo played against Lyon, I was disappointed. Even though he scored, but a team like Lyon, yeah, we should always go through. You can't. Lyon team.
To be fair, he didn't play great, but bro, in defense of that, bro, the whole Juve team, like, he was in a team that played bad. I just always felt like he was the only one who could score.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
But with Juventus, if Ronaldo doesn't score, he scores.
Exactly.
So my point is, Ronaldo is made for these occasions, isn't it? Like, going into the game, you feel like, all right, cool. Against Lyon, we got this, isn't it? But for you to perform the way you did, even though he scored, but he wasn't there. You know, Ronaldo, like, when he thinks about scoring, yeah, he's assisting all that goes out the window. Sorry, it goes out the window. So all he cares about, when he cares about scoring, his game changes. So he's so, like, his game is only one way. I have to score. He doesn't care about assists. He doesn't care about nothing. I'm saying, so that's the side I was disappointed.
So you'd put Gnabry. So you'd have
Gnabry.
Lewandowski.
People forget what Gnabry did
Neymar.
last year, you know.
No, he's done a madness.
He
pulled
Chelsea
Bayern through in them Champions Leagues. Yeah, Chelsea, Tottenham.
Tottenham, Bayern. I said Bayern, Barcelona.
You make a good case for Gnabry, but I think I'd keep Ronaldo. I had Gnabry on the bench.
No way, man. A player like Gnabry, the way he played last year, cannot be on the bench. Gotta squeeze him in.
I have to keep Ronaldo on that side, man. I just feel like he done bits last year, especially big goals for Juve. Big goals for Juve. But Gnabry, that's a very good shout. Would you have, okay, so let's say, for example, would you have Gnabry over Neymar then?
Yes. I would.
Then you're sold on Gnabry. All right, cool.
No, you know, yeah, it's not like I'm sold on Gnabry, yeah. It's the fact that when I see a player like that being so consistent, it's not like, oh, cool, he only played for, like he only performed one time and the rest he was off. It was like back to back games. Like, for you to be so consistent, playing with Lewandowski, and you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes the first goal is one of the hardest goals to score in it. And Gnabry was always the first one to score. And then obviously Lewandowski will score the fifth goal, and then obviously the game would be over. But that before Lewandowski will score, Gnabry will do all the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, Gnabry last year went to a different level. What you did, Gnabry? Oh my! You're not forgetting that's why, man.
I can remember the goals.
Go and watch Gnabry. Look at the goals he scored.
Yeah.
My goodness, what a player.
But personally, I'll keep it Ronaldo, Lewandowski, Neymar. That's me, guys.
I wouldn't argue Neymar. I love Neymar, innit? But for me, Gnabry has to get into that squad.
Coach, any final thoughts?
No, I've spoken bundles, mate. I don't agree with any of what them guys the point that they're discussing.
So wait, Coach, you will keep Ramos?
You agreed with the goalkeeper.
You will keep Ramos, Coach?
I think I'll keep Ramos, yeah. I think I'll keep Ramos. Because look, the only other contender you brought up here was Thiago Silva. And I don't
Alaba,
know
Alaba as well.
And Alaba.
Yeah, Alaba was good, wasn't he?
He played our position. Look how he
played our position.
I'll put Alaba and Van Dijk as my centre.
Yeah, I think I got Alaba, Van Dijk.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue.
You're serious? Thiago Silva.
I just feel like no matter, listen, if you have different feelings about how Real Madrid won the league, that's your own issue. But so like the contribution from Ramos, whenever they were like lacking, he just pops up. I can't look past him. I can't. He done wonders for them.
Fair enough. Well, we can go on and on and on, but I think we will all agree to disagree, I think. So that does it for another episode of The Front Three with myself, Big Will, Coach Dan, the prodigy himself, AJ, and of course, thank you again to our special guest, Zino, and we'll be back again next time.
Always.